When it comes to that, so what I was talking about, like being pressured to do like more and more things, more hardcore things. So there's two different main genres of porn. There's gonzo porn, which is the aggressive porn that you guys are talking about. It's the rough anal sex, it's the choking. And I'll go more into that. And then there's vanilla porn, which is what Olivia is talking about as ethical porn is what I think you would consider. Yeah. It's just like classic, like missionary, like just like basically like artsy sex.
I was gonna say, wait, I'm kind of laughing the inside because I've had someone call me vanilla before.
I mean, I love vanilla.
Like, why are you so vanilla? I'm like, what do you mean?
It makes me kind of hungry, but I've never even heard of the term gonzo, to be honest.
Yeah.
So gonzo is the first level of it, I would say, would be it's just like there's no like artistic vision to it. It's just like rough, hardcore sex. And that could be vaginal penetration. The next level up would be anal penetration in a gonzo style. And then there's a level far more than that. And I would say that during my time in porn, I'm not sure what is like the hype right now in porn. It goes through like different phases. But during my short stint in porn, the really extreme acts were what was popular. And that's why, being the number one performer in the industry at the time, everyone wanted to make money off me. So they pushed me to do these things. And it just gets really extreme, like you were saying, abusive.
Did you ever go through those experiences where you had to do a scene where it was very aggressive and you just felt like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail. Like, honestly, some of my experiences are really humiliating for me, and I wish that they never happened. There's stuff going on, like people getting pissed on. Men are pissing inside of women's vaginas, assholes, down their throats. Sorry.
Oh, don't cry.
Told myself I wasn't gonna.
Now I'm crying. I'm like, God damn it. No, don't cry.
I'm just giving some examples. But
no, that's really hard. And I think, like I had mentioned earlier, it's just so important for young men to stop viewing women as sex objects, because I believe that, instilling that curriculum in school at a younger age. And they had actually said, there's a fact that says that the more a young person had learned about the use of pornography from their school education or sex education, is less likely to see women as sex objects. And I feel that's why, I feel so passionate about the porn industry, because I don't believe that they should be showing those types of scenes, because it does view women as just an object, and it's not okay to do that. Like, I enjoy watching porn. Like, girl, like but like, I want to watch ethical porn. I want it to be normalized, and I want it to be taught to where it shouldn't be to where a woman is being abused and is, like the male is showing aggression, because that actually is going to translate into his relationships with women in the future, his wife. Like, it's actually statistically proven that it's going to show aggression in a marriage and a relationship. And that's, I mean, how is that healthy? Like, that's not healthy at all.
Well, a lot of it is like young boys don't understand, and they think that this is normal and that's what girls want. So they've probably never been with a girl before, and they see these horrible things, and they're like, oh, this is how to please a girl. This is what I have to do. Yeah. This is what she wants. And then they, do these things and they act certain ways, and they don't realize the effects that they're having on women.
Yeah, well, they do say that serial killer and rapists are the ones who are consuming these extreme types of porns. A lot of serial killers, when they've gone through their search history, they're watching like these abusive porn, and there's tons of pornography on their search history.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I obviously, like I said, I've watched porn. I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching porn.
Yeah, but I've stumbled upon some videos where, I'm not gonna lie, I really questioned, why is this even allowed on the internet? Like, I felt very, like, I was just turned off. I was like, shut my laptop. Like, I can't even look at this. I was like, I cannot believe that this is okay. Like, this is not okay to treat women like this.
Yeah. Well, I know that I got emotional, but I do want to continue giving examples of some of those things, just so people know. What were some of the things that you saw that you were like, wow, this is really crazy?
Yeah, I mean, there was one scene where I had seen, obviously the male was having sex with a girl, and she was literally crying because he was being so aggressive. Like, I guess, he was just too big for her. I mean, she was like full blown crying, and he was like slapping her. Like, you like that? Like, I was just like, oh my God, how can this, like, I could not get off to this. I don't know who watches this too.
Some people have that fetish and it's crazy.
Yeah,
and that's why they put it out there, because they're like, oh, somebody will watch it, which is just like, no offense, but like, that's disgusting because obviously she's not okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, it's just, it really makes me sad because I think of the girl and I think, wow, like, I can just see it in her eyes that she did not want to do this scene, but she's doing it because of the reasons of, you know, she needs the money, or this is a flexible job for her right now. She was convinced, she was pressured, you know, she was manipulated into doing this by her agent because he, you know, told her, like, it's either this way or the highway. Like, I can't even imagine how that girl felt having to do something that she clearly does not want to do. Like, this is not acting. Like, she's full-blown crying. You know, like, there's just no way she's acting and enjoying this, so...
Yeah. No, I've had friends who have been choked out so much that they've actually passed out during a scene. There's really just like crazy stuff going on that damages people's bodies for the rest of their lives. I luckily don't have any issues, but I've seen scenes shot in Europe where guys are literally punching into a girl's asshole like this, and like she's going to have issues for the rest of her life due to this. And is it worth someone making a little bit of money and someone jerking off to it? One of the worst, honestly, I feel like I'm in denial sometimes and I can't accept some of the things that I've done. There is one thing that, you know, I tried talking to a therapist about before, something that I had to do for a scene that was really rough for me. Basically, this guy had a bowl and he like gagged me until I threw up into it, and then he like pissed in the bowl, and during the scene he asked me to drink it, and I didn't know how to say no. It was one of the most disgusting, foul scenes I ever had to do, and I'm telling a therapist this and they don't even fucking know what to say to me. No one can relate. Like, no one fucking knows what to say about it.
And so when it obviously I don't know how like porn is shot. They don't tell you beforehand. Did they tell this guy to do these things, or did he just his own brain?
This one, my agent was actually very pissed about.
Okay.
And again, like, I'm not saying that I was raped.
But you were put in the spot.
I told this guy, like, yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. I didn't know how to say no. I just wanted everyone to be happy. So I can't blame anyone. All that I can do now is make the best of my experiences and accept it, which is really hard for me to do. Sorry, what was your question again?
I mean, no, like, I think you pretty much answered my question. But no, I was just gonna, you know, chime in and say about how you had to do something that, you know, you didn't want to do, or you felt pressured. I definitely can relate to that, just even by like working at Hooters. I know, I mean, you have worked there. I obviously have a little longer history of that. And, you know, I definitely was a sex object. Like, that's who I was viewed as working at Hooters. Clearly, I was the complete opposite of that. But, you know, I definitely was pressured into some things that I didn't want to do with men. They had the audacity to ask me to literally go give them a hand job behind the dumpsters. Yeah, you know.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but
no,
it's like comical.
It's comical.
It's behind a dumpster.
No, I was really thinking, first off, why not at least the car?
Yes, like a dumpster.
Second off, can you imagine you're at a restaurant and you have the audacity to look at your waiter or waitress? What do you mean? I don't give a fuck.
After I finish my chicken tenders, can you go jerk me off behind this dumpster?
Oh my God.
But they would push my limits. Like, they would just kind of like joke around at first, or like, oh,
and
I'll give you
quite
100.
Touchy sometimes too, no?
Yeah, and you know, they were like, oh, I'll give you $100 if you take off your panties for me. And, you know, I was vulnerable. I was young. I was like, oh, like, no harm. Like, okay, like, he just wants my panties. Like, heck yeah, $100. Like,
but
that's
then they're going to be like, how much?
They kept pushing and put me on. And once they, like, put you on the spot, like, it's so hard to, like, say no, and you feel so awkward because you don't want to, one, ruin a relationship with a client who comes into Hooters every single day, who is basically paying your bills, who's tipping you, you know. Two, you don't want to piss them off to where they're going to go say something. So, you know, I definitely can relate on the pressure thing, and I can definitely understand how you felt like being put in a situation that you did not know you're going to be put in, because it is so hard to get out of that. So, you know, like, I definitely understand sex workers and the porn industry a lot more, just because I've had personal experiences that I can relate to.
Yeah.